The hospitals of dire consequences, further assuring the public that the rollout of the Social Health Authority will continue despite the challenges facing it during its implementation stages, including matters pending bills, service provision, among others. Rubio Mondi with the details.
Speaking in Mombasa, Health Principal Secretary Harry Kimtai noted that some hospitals were denying patients services, yet they had signed contracts with the Social Health Authority, warning of dire consequences.
Because there are those who are giving us excuses. They said the system was not working properly, some very flimsy excuses.
Kimtai says the ministry will be publishing the over 700,000 facilities which signed contracts to offer services to Kenyans without a bias.
Anybody who has not registered in that system, then we shall know that you are not registered. That's when you can ask for cash. But as long as you have accepted and you have signed a contract that you will provide service under the social health, there should be no reason as to why you again discriminate.
He further stated that they have formed a committee consisting of members of the county and the national government who will be mandated to oversee the implementation.
The community health promoters and the village elders will go to each and every household to ensure that all the households are registered. This is because we realize that most of the households are not registered. We've trained the CHPs for the purpose of what's called assisted registration. For those who do not have phones, for those who cannot access the phones or the cyber caves, they will be able to register from the household or from their own homesteads.
On matters pending bills, the PS noted that the government has already initiated payments of accrued bills inherited from NHIF as directed by the President during the Mashujaa celebrations.
We have started to pay not only the faith-based, we have started to pay all the facilities. Last week, we released 1.5 billion Kenya shillings. This week, as directed by His Excellency in his Mashujaa Day speech, he directed that another 3 billion Kenya shillings to be released this week to be paid to the outstanding bills that we owe the faith-based, public and the private hospitals. So the government gives its commitment that they will continue reducing the outstanding debts to a level where nobody will be having any debt. Going forward, we have also made sure that within the new system, we should not exceed more than 90 days claims that are pending.
To this end, the government is still calling on Kenyans to register with the authority to enable them access health services.
The system will pick based on where you are most of the time, not necessarily from where you keyed in the details.
Robbie Omondi, K24.
Over 965,000 students sitting for the KCSE exams this year will receive their digital identity Maisha number cards before completing their papers. According to Immigration Principal Secretary Julius Bitok, the move will streamline the process of applying for funding when they join higher learning institutions. Furthermore, the identity cards will be issued within 10 days to citizens with the expectation that all Kenyans will have Maisha number cards within 5 years. As Harriet Chimea now reports, Kenyans will incur a fee of 300 shillings to obtain the cards.
9,605,000 students sitting for their KCSE exams this year will receive the digital identity Maisha number cards before finishing their exams.
We have deployed them in all our schools around the country. We are targeting to register all our 965 students in school this year. When you apply now, within 3-4 days, it's been printed. And within another 5 days, it is shipped to the place where you applied from.
However, those under 18 will still use birth certificates or either their KCSE index numbers to obtain their identity cards. According to Immigration PS Julius Bitok, the government has a plan to ensure that all citizens receive identity numbers within 5 years, promising that issuance will happen within 10 days.
We have not explicitly said within 5 years the current ID would not be useful. We have already said we have given ourselves time, and we wanted to move it, we wanted the transition to be as smooth as possible. We still use the same ID number. It's only that you get a document, or rather an ID, which is more secure, that you'll be sure that nobody can take away your land, nobody can take away your money in the bank account, nobody can change your SIM card without your authority. And when you have this card, you don't need anything else. You don't need a driving license, you don't need an NHIF. This card will do everything else when you are in Kenya.
To obtain the Maisha card, a citizen will pay 300 shillings, and if they need to replace the card, they will incur a cost of 1,000 shillings, unlike the current free status.
But fresh applications are 300. The cost of one ID, to produce one ID, is 600. So the government is subsidizing up to 50% of the ID. People applying for IDs daily has risen to 20,000, to 10,000, up from about 6,000, 7,000 daily. So we don't see any negative impact of the increase in the cost, because these are documents you need.
1.8 million citizens have so far received Maisha number cards, while 966,000 are being processed. Another 569,914 have yet to be collected by their owners. Harriet Chimea, K24.
There is need to leverage on technology to provide telecounseling and decongest Kenyan prisons to elevate mental illnesses among staff and inmates. This comes as statistics show a worrying trend of mental disorders in Kenyan prisons that stands at over 63%, with depression being a lead cause of mental illness at 34%, suicide at 22%, mood disorders and psychotic features at 17%, and panic disorders at 1.9%. Ventura Komboka with that report.
Prisons have been reported to have a high prevalence of mental disorders among inmates and staff compared to the general population. According to a 2020 research by ResearchGate, mental disorders among prisoners was at 63.2%, with 84% being female remandees and 77% male remandees having common mental disorders.
We have seen stress, trauma, and even violence, both among staff and inmates. These factors negatively impact their mental health and subsequently shape their behavior and overall worldview. By understanding these influences, we can design more effective interventions both inside our correctional facilities and in the communities to which these individuals will eventually return.
As the prison institution celebrates the mental health wellness for effective service delivery, during the Correctional Service Week, special interventions for special needs offenders has been pointed as a need to fully address mental wellness in Kenyan prisons.
The critical area is the care of special needs offenders, especially those with disabilities or unique mental health conditions. These individuals require specialized interventions, and we are committed to ensuring that they receive the care they deserve within our facilities. To fully strengthen our mental health systems, a paradigm shift towards collaborative and integrated approach remains inevitable.
To address this, the prison service has recommended an establishment of policies that will mandate therapy for correctional officers and utilization of technology in telecounseling services for inmates.
Through workshops, training sessions, and community outreach programs, we have explored a range of critical issues, including financial management, emotional intelligence, mental, spiritual, and physical wellness.
We have to have mandatory mental health assessment during recruitment of prison officers.
One of the key tools for this transformation is the national guidelines on mental health and wellness. These guidelines are vital because they don't just address treatment, they emphasize prevention and the creation of environments that nurture emotional well-being for both staff and inmates.
Even though the prison system in Kenya has since initiated a number of reforms to not only help prisoners become self-reliant and alleviate risk of mental illness, financial management for prison staff and inmates is still needed to help deal with post-incarceration. Ventura Komboka for K24 TV, Nairobi.
A middle-aged man has been arrested for allegedly killing a 50-year-old woman who also doubles up as his stepmother over witchcraft claims in Navaholo, Kakamega County. Boniface Wasonga claims the deceased used witchcraft to stop him from marrying a second wife and has also been having sleepless nights due to nightmares, witch healings to the witchcraft he claims is practiced in the compound. Milia Kisenya with more.
Residents in Navaholo, Kakamega County are in dismay following the brutal murder of an elderly woman. 52-year-old Anna Mimo was left with marks of stab wounds all over her body.
Mimi nilikuwa ninakata nepia ya ng'ombe huko chini. Nikasikia mtu amepiga nduru. Woi! Sharisi atawe! Na nikastuka. Nilikuwa na kitu ya kukata nyazi hivi. Kufika hapa nikakutana na huyu kijana wa hii boma. Nikamuuliza ni nini inaendelea kwa hii boma hapa njiani. Akaniambia kuna mama analilia huko chini. Na nikamuuliza ni mama gani? Ni mama Ana. Akaniambia itawezekana.
It's alleged that Boniface Wasonga, a middle-aged man, is behind the brutal attack. However, the alarming part was what drove him to kill the deceased. According to the stepsister of the suspect, Boniface killed her stepmother for engaging in witchcraft activities at their homestead to stop him from marrying a second wife.
Kakimbia nikaenda pale watu walikuwa huko nyuma. Kufika huko, mamangu amedungwa na visu. Ameinama, alikuwa ameinama, amefanya hivi kichwa na damu ilikuwa tu inatiririka. Hasa mimi kumwamusha, kila mahali amedungwa. Hapa, kila mahali tu.
And as if that was not enough, the suspect is alleged to have sought help from an army of believers, and it is in the wee hours of the night that he decided to stab his stepmother, leaving her in a pool of blood.
Na Boniface aliniambia kuna mambo huyo yanamsumbua. Na tulikuwa na fundi mwingine. Akasema ati hapa kuna watu ambao wanasumbua yeye. Na ameambiwa na waombaji. Na hao waombaji walimwambia akataja majina. Akasema baba huyu Wesanza, alafu akasema mama yake. Nikamuuliza sasa, hao waombaji wakikuambia hivyo, wewe una dhibitisho gani? Kwa sababu hujawahi waona, umeambiwa tu.
Thursday, saa 4 usiku nikasikia watu wanaomba. Waliomba kutoka saa 4 mpaka saa 9. Wakaenda sikuwaona. Alisimama mta mrefu kana niangalia. Aliniangalia mta mrefu. Ndio sasa nikasikia hii maneno jana ndio nikasikia eti Boniface ametenda hii kitendo.
Navaholo County Commander has confirmed the arrest of the suspect, who says he presented himself to the police. Investigation into the matter are ongoing, with the body of the deceased having since been moved to the mortuary. Milia Kisenya, K24 TV.
Well, let's now have a look at some business news. Safaricom has announced a partnership with Cloudflare, web infrastructure and cybersecurity provider, and Copycat to reduce the cost of integrated cybersecurity services for micro, small and medium enterprises. The new affordable plans enable accessibility to cybersecurity solutions for businesses of all sizes, services that would otherwise cost 5 to 10 times more for the same capabilities, and eliminate juggling multiple solutions across multiple vendors. A complexity and barrier for many MSMEs. MSMEs will have access to comprehensive cybersecurity solutions, from basic protection to advanced tools from a well-regarded global brand.
Suite of cybersecurity solutions.
Copycat, Safaricom and Cloudflare have come together to take leading cybersecurity solutions to the market as a managed service. We believe that this partnership will address the needs that we see in the market, all the way from the small and medium-sized businesses, all the way through to large enterprises, to secure their environments end-to-end. This is a proposition that hitherto has not existed in the market.
So Cloudflare, as everyone knows, is a global security platform, and the insights we're seeing in Kenya is vast and ranging, when it comes to attacks against applications, against networks, APIs, and as the digitization continues to grow in East Africa, so do the threats. So it's very much a new type of threat that we're looking at in East Africa.
We have the layer of solutions that allow you to protect your premise, as well as solutions that allow us to monitor for all those different threats out there that you don't necessarily know or have the talent or time or capability to do. You let the experts do it. Don't you think you want Cloudflare and Safaricom in your corner? We're there for you.
A group of youths in Nairobi is recycling waste into organic manure in a move that has enhanced their fortunes. Biodegradable waste is decomposed into nutrient-rich soil manure called compost. Laboratory tests have confirmed that the levels of nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, and other essential nutrients are parameters that meet the necessary requirements. The compost is generated through a process called vermicomposition with products made entirely by small-scale machines.
Mr. Mwangi, who owns Network, has been a member for the last 6 years. And so we have worked together for about 6 years. He's a credible business person. He started from garbage collection and now has come to do what you can see here, which is recycling and actually adding value to garbage, adding value to what people throw away from their houses.
People are very excited to know that there can be accountability to waste. It is not just an issue of generation and disposal. There could be accountability. People are getting to understand that there is value in waste. Taka ni mali. People are getting to understand that they can support other people through their waste. There's a lot that happens in the waste.
The Ministry of Tourism and Wildlife, through its subsidiary, the Tourism Fund, has launched a comprehensive training and revolving fund initiative. The program will enable students to register and access study loans via a platform developed in partnership with the Higher Education Loans Board. Furthermore, the Tourism Fund is committed to training 18,000 workers within the hospitality sector to enhance their skills and capabilities. In conjunction with this initiative, the entity has unveiled its corporate strategic plan for the next 5 years, covering fiscal years 2024, 2025 to 2028-2029. The Tourism Fund aims to increase its levy collection from 4.9 billion to 8 billion over the next 5 years.
Students and require the funding. The revolving fund is open. It is available so that we enhance the quality, the standards, and even the capacity and the numbers that we require in our hospitality sector.
The goal of training 18,000 workers and managers is an ambitious one. It is vital, it's a vital investment for the future of our industry. By enhancing the skills and competencies for the workers in the tourism levy paying establishments, we will raise the standards of our service offering and enhance Kenya's global competitiveness as a destination.
We aim to increase our levy collections from 4.9 billion that we are doing currently to 8 billion over the next 5 years.
At People Daily, we believe small actions lead to monumental changes. As we commit to a greener future, embrace simple steps, reduce